I think we are there. I've been traveling a little bit, so my home setup is not like it typically is. All right, let's hit record and dive right in. Welcome, everybody, to this evening's presentation. My name is Rachel Garcia. I'm coming to you live from Jacksonville Beach, Florida, where I live with my husband and our almost 17-year-old, 17 on Tuesday. And that young man was 9 months old when I first took a look at what you're taking a look at tonight. And I was leaving him at home all day long with a nanny with his older brother and I worked full time as a physician assistant. I saw 50 to 70 patients a day. I wrote 200 prescriptions a day. The days I wasn't in the clinic seeing patients, I was in the operating room taking cancers out of my patients. And so life was very, very busy. And my nephew had just been diagnosed with severe autism. And so I'm going to kind of walk you through my story and share some pictures with you while I share my story to kind of let you know why I'm so passionate about what it is that I'm sharing with you tonight. So this little guy with the red hair on the left is my nephew, Bo. This is my oldest son, Matthew, on the right. And Bo had just been diagnosed with severe autism. He did not speak. He screamed all day long. He was still in diapers. And the physician told my sister he will never speak. He will always be in diapers and he will never have more than the mind of a 3-year-old. And I had a lot of questions about that. As a physician assistant, I had a master's degree in clinical medical sciences. I'd never learned about autism or nutrition in medical school. And I had a lot of questions. So I began doing an extensive amount of research on what is autism and why does he have it? And that led me to books like this one, The China Study, which literally the last quarter of this book is all research that has been published proving the importance of nutrition, which makes sense, right? God gave us these amazing machines. What do we need to feed the machines? Food from the ground. And so this again was not something I've been taught in medical school. And so it's like my eyes were opened. And I said to my husband, we need to get one of those juicers. We need an organic garden. I had no time. I was working 12 to 14-hour days seeing patients. I had just opened a skincare retail store. My husband had just opened a construction company in addition to his full-time job. So we did not have a lot of time. But I had the ability to do research. And so I fill our house with all this nutrition stuff and started trying to do better. My vegetables are going bad in the garden because I wasn't harvesting them fast enough. And it was kind of a mess, but I was trying. And my brothers called me and said, hey, we found this company. We want you to take a look at it. We know you're really into nutrition right now. We want to know your thoughts on it. And so I agreed to take a look. Now, this is Healthy Rachel, by the way. This is like I've got my health under control. I'm doing the juicing. I'm going to the organic health food store on my weekends. And I was clearly overweight. Now, I had just spent $3,000 with a personal trainer. I'd lost 3 pounds. So I was like, I guess I'm just going to be a big girl after the second baby. I don't know. I couldn't sleep. I'd lay down, I would close my eyes. My mind would race all night long. I thought that was just normal in my mid 30s. And then my 3-year-old in the stroller, he had serious constipation issues. He would poop once a week and bleed and cry. And so we weren't really healthy, but if you'd asked me, I'm like, oh, we're fine. We've got it under control, which I've learned over the years, 18, 17 years of doing this now, that everybody thinks they've got it under control. Within days of, I watched a presentation similar to what you're about to see, and it lined up with everything I'd read in this book, Cleanse Your Body of the Toxins, pour plant-based nutrition in. I was trying to do that. I was failing miserably. And this company had started and utilized these products in a clinical practice for 30 years. And I'm like, 30 years is a long time, guys. If you've been doing anything for 30 years, you're probably pretty good at it. And all the mistakes have already been made. And so I was like, I'm in. Give me everything they've got. I expected no results because I'd been seeing no results with the vitamins I was using. And then the first week, like when I would close my eyes, my mind would shut off and I would sleep and I would wake up rested. So not only was I sleeping, now I had energy, which of course improved my mood. But that was just me. That wasn't enough for me to tell anybody about it. Then my son starts pooping every day, smooth, easy, like a Wendy's Frosty, which is how it should be. And that's just, for a mom's heart, that's a big deal. Okay, no more crying in the bathroom. And then I started to lose weight. And this is actually 3 months in, I dropped from a size 14 to like a size 8. And my patients were starting to ask me what I was doing, but I wasn't interested in telling anybody about it. I I don't know, have a good opinion of people who tried to sell me things. And when you see 60 patients a day, somebody's trying to sell you something every time they come in. So I just didn't want to be that person. Along the way, my husband was struggling with weight as well, but really he struggled with some severe anger and depression issues. And I was the brunt of that. Like I dealt with the anger and the depression, and I was encouraged to put him on medications. I didn't want to because I knew the side effects of that. And typically, someone who starts on an antidepressant is on like the highest dosage, plus an anti-anxiety medication, plus a sleeping medication, 6 months in, um, with the same issues. And so I was like, I'm just going to deal with it. I don't want him on the meds. 6 weeks in, my husband's extreme anger and depression issues were gone. Marriage saving. Marriage saving. Um, then he lost the weight. This is my husband at 50 on the right, my husband at 35 on the left. Like radical physical change. And most people get excited about the physical changes. As a healthcare provider, I get excited about the internal changes. The biggest change for us, and the change that actually made me decide to talk about it, was my nephew, Bo. He started speaking 3 months after starting on this 30-day servicing your body system, cleansing your body of toxins, pouring plant-based nutrition in system. He came into my house and said, Aunt Rachel, what a beautiful Christmas tree. And it was like he'd been locked in a closet and suddenly the door had been opened and we were able to finally interact with this little boy. He's still on the spectrum. He still has autism, but he can communicate. He gives the best bear hugs ever, which is not normal for someone on the spectrum. And he graduated from the same high school I graduated from. When this happened, I said, what is this? What is this? I've got to figure it out. I've got to figure out if it was just Bo. I dove in, did a ton of research for about 6 weeks, and then I was so convinced that I'm like, I'm telling the world. I felt this ethical obligation to tell everyone, and I brought it into the office where I worked. First, I told the doctors I worked with, then I started telling my patients. Well, then we saw other things. We saw people getting off blood pressure meds and cholesterol meds. We saw triglyceride levels going down, hemoglobin A1C levels going down. I'm not making claims about what will happen for you. I'm telling you my experience and why I'm still here all of these years later. That was 2008, sharing this story. And it's because I found a better way. I found a better way to help people. And if you've read the book Dr. Casey Means just came out with, Good Energy, you will understand that there is a better way and the medical community is waking up to it. So as I began running around talking about it everywhere, I was featured on Good Morning America. I was asked to speak in different places. And I didn't know what I was doing. I'm a healthcare provider, but I was so passionate about it that I began to really create this movement. And I was going live like I am right now on a regular basis. And I would tell my brother and he would bring somebody else. And then I would tell my neighbor and they would bring somebody else. And my husband and I started to really enjoy the community. So we started doing leadership retreats. We started doing things to encourage the people that we worked with to spread the news a little bit more. This is a leadership retreat that we did in Key West. This is a team excursion we did on a cruise where we jumped off of waterfalls. We've been on countless cruises. This is zip lining in Breckenridge. This is a helicopter ride around Maui that I did with my two brothers and their beautiful wives. I'm 7 kids who had no money growing up. And we're flying around Maui, staying at 5-star resorts because it's the owner's way of saying, thank you so much for sharing this message with others. It's like a dream. And so I don't know what's attracting you to anything that you're doing in life. Some people are attracted to the community of this. Some people are attracted to the idea of helping other people. Some people are attracted to the health because you just need it right now in your life. And some people are attracted to the financial aspect. But I do know that once people start getting involved with what they're doing, they hit all kinds of roadblocks, whether it's their spouse or their mom or their neighbor or their pharmacist, like, oh, what are you doing? I've learned over the years, don't take advice from people who aren't successful in the areas you want to be successful in. I've been doing this since 2008. That's quite a few years, 16 years. And I'm the top female earner in this company in the United States of America. I know how to help people. I'm most proud of the tens of thousands of people we've helped throw prescriptions in the trash, but I'm almost just as proud of the help that we've given to checks that we've allowed people to create. You guys, I don't know where you are when you're watching this and what part of the world you're in, but the Southeast, North Carolina, Western North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia is going through massive devastation. And right now, there's people looking for family members and trying to get water and trying to get babies' diapers and food for their animals, food for themselves. They're not thinking about an income. But when all this settles down in 2 to 3 weeks, people are going to start to go, if you're a real estate agent and you worked in the Lake Lure area, how are you going to make money? If you were a pharmaceutical rep, how are you going to make money? See, I have people watching this right now who have invited people to watch this tonight who will get a check in the mail on Saturday for any work that they do tonight. Or maybe they're inviting them to a video or something else. What are you doing right now? If you lost your source of income, what do you have going on the side that can pay you within 7 days, 5 days of doing work? Don't take advice from people who've never had success in an area you're trying to be successful in. A lot of times people don't like, because they're like, oh, don't talk about money. Money makes you uncomfortable. Maybe you're a yellow personality. Money makes you uncomfortable. But I'm going to tell you what, this business has given me wealth in the form of time. When I started this, I had a nanny who my boys called mom. My boys now know me as mom because when I started in this, it gave me the time freedom. 6 figures were made my first 12 months of building this business, just doing it so part-time on the side. It quickly surpassed what I made with my skincare retail store and then what I made as a PA. And that allowed me the freedom to do the things I was passionate about. And I love to tell the story about my dad. His brother passed away about a year and a half ago in New Jersey, and my dad is not mobile. He could not go by himself. Because of my time freedom, I was able to buy him and myself a flight, go to Tallahassee, get him on a plane, and go to New Jersey. There was a hurricane that hit while we were in New Jersey, and we were stuck there for an extra 3 days. So I spent a week with my dad in New Jersey. I lost my dad earlier this year. I was with him the week before he passed, and he said to me, that week we spent together in New Jersey was one of the best memories I have of my life. That's time freedom. If someone in your life needed you right now, could you drop everything you're doing and still have checks coming in? See, what I'm talking about tonight is health freedom. It's freedom. There's one word, it's freedom. Freedom from concerns about money, freedom from concerns about not having enough time, freedom from concerns about your health. And I'm a huge believer in the oldest book of wisdom, and that if you can dream big, guys, anything can be accomplished. So what is this? This is a company that started in 2007. Our owners are billionaires and multimillionaires, and that matters because there's a couple of companies, in fact, one more that I just heard of today, that are making massive, massive changes in the way that they pay their distributors, their representatives. And that's largely because of a lack of money that the company itself has. Our company is wealthy. Our company paid off their investors over a decade ago. Our company has paid over 1,000 checks on a weekly basis for years and has never missed a payment. Our CEO and majority owner has 31 years in the industry and loves the industry. We have a home office in Texas that I was just in 3 days ago, and international offices in Korea and Japan. And so I share this little bit right now because I want you to know, out of all companies that start, all businesses, 98% of them fail within the first 5 years. So we're a 17-year-old company. We have not failed. We are going nowhere. How are we different from other companies that are out there? What your sister's selling? Well, first, we're for everybody. I learned this when I opened my expensive skincare retail store. That was just for people who wanted to spend $100 a month on their skincare. That's a very small demographic. First of all, it's only women. And then that demographic of women, it's whether you're selling a sale or a service, whatever it is, sales is hard. You want something that 100% of people want. What we have is for every man, every woman, every child, their parents, their grandparents, even their dogs and cats, everybody with a body. At some point, gets a diagnosis that freaks them out and they think, are prescriptions the only way? And maybe they go looking for another option, and maybe you're right there with another option and 15 testimonies to share with them. We're a consumable product. If you're going to invest your time or your money in an additional stream of income, you don't want it to be doing something that people will purchase one time. A set of baking pans, a baking stone from Pampered Chef, a water purifier, a vacuum cleaner, a set of knives. That's a one-time purchase. It is not residual income. Residual income is what the actors and songwriters have for music and movies they made years ago. And every time those songs are played or movies are played, they're getting money. What are you doing right now that's paying you from work you did years ago? I'm showing you a way you can get residual income from work you do today for decades to come. I'm getting paid today for work I did decades ago. See, but where we really stand out is that if you have 100 people purchase our 30-day servicing program, where we cleanse the toxins out, pour the highest quality, highest concentrated, guaranteed success results nutrition in for 30 days. 93 out of 100 repeat purchase. See, that's where we really stand out. We get results. If you're supplementing right now and you can't tell when you take your products and you can't tell when you don't, you need to switch. Less than 100,000 Americans know we exist. I was in the corporate office this past week with a woman from Philadelphia and a woman from California, both of whom have extensive experience in this industry. And in the state of Philadelphia and the state of California, there's probably less than 100 people who even know we exist. Yet we're 17 years old. We've never really done social media before, ever. This isn't even social media. This is me talking on a webinar because somebody invited you to take a look. We've never gone viral on social media, but we're starting to spread and spread very fast. Why? Because people are waking up. They're understanding that maybe prescriptions are not the answer. We started in a medical clinic for 30 years. This philosophy of cleanse, balance, build was used. There was a 3-year waiting list for people to get in. Imagine a place where you go and just whoever goes in there comes out on no prescriptions months later. There would be a line. There was a line, and they said, we need to get the products out. We don't have enough practitioners. We don't have enough people to see all these patients. Let's get the word out. And they started this company. And it's spread only by word of mouth. And people are like, oh, I don't know why I have to go through you to get it. Why can't I just go to Whole Foods? Okay, first of all, you would rather give your money to Whole Foods than whoever it is that invited you. I mean, I have friends who own small boutiques, and if I'm going on a trip, I go to their small boutique before I go to one of the big box stores. I mean, are we fans of local small businesses or aren't we? But secondly, if it was on a shelf at Whole Foods, I would have never found it. Never. If the multivitamin daily build was there amongst the other 89 multivitamins, not to mention all the vitamins for kids, would I have ever found it? Never. Word of mouth travels best. Whoever invited you tonight, you know them. You probably like them and trust them. They're asking you to take a look because they have a story of some sort. Where we're really different, guys, is that the science behind our products, not only used in a clinical practice for 30 years, I'm just going to pull out the liquid vitamin daily build and all of the studies done on the ingredients in the daily build. This is why we're different. And I will get all the purists and the analytical people go, well, there's so many different vitamins out there, and what I'm using is really good. Is it good? Can you tell when you take it? Can you tell when you don't? We offer a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. We have these binders on every single one of our products. One of the ladies came in last week and said, oh, I thought that one binder was for all your products. We have these binders on every single one of our products. So when the FDA comes in, we can show them what we have. Here's why I believe we get such great results. I practiced medicine for 20 years. I've been sharing this message for 16 now. I believe that over 95% of the issues we face as a human race, and again, Dr. Casey Means, who wrote the book Good Energy, which is all over the place right now, believes this as well. Whether we're talking about eczema, anxiety, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, depression, it's not the result of a lack of Prozac in your bloodstream. I'm sorry, your depression is not the lack of a lack of Prozac in your bloodstream. That's not why you're depressed, okay? It's the result of these 3 things. We're toxic. We're drinking out of plastic water bottles. You have food being stored in Tupperware containers. Your pans have been sprayed with Teflon, all of which have been shown to cause cancer. And we are literally consuming it and putting it in our bodies every single day. Every single day. Our food is being sprayed by guys wearing hazmat suits. We're out of balance. We don't sleep enough. You should be getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. That's proven. You should be getting outside in the sun first thing in the morning. You should be walking a minimum of 5,000 to 7,000 steps a day. That's at a bare minimum. We're not doing it, guys. We're staring at our screens right up until we close our eyes, and then we wonder why we don't get good sleep in the morning. We're not getting the nutrition we need. Fast food, pasteurized, processed, quick meals. Give it to me quick. Can't you just give me a gummy vitamin, Rachel, that covers all the bases? No. God gave us an amazing machine. You can't cover all the bases with a gummy vitamin. And listen, the studies have shown it for a long time. This is an old study. Journal of Nutrition shows that more than half of our kids aren't getting the vitamins that they need. So we're supplementing. And honestly, the more educated you are and the more affluent you are, the bigger your pantry is that has the supplements in it that you don't take. You take it here, you take it there. You don't take it on a trip world with you. If If you're not taking your supplements, maybe it's time to switch. You should be able to feel the change in 30 days. You should see the lab work change within 90 days. For those of you who think, oh, I eat healthy, gosh, I hear this all the time. That's naive. We've known since 2010 when multiple agricultural studies came out showing that basically 8 oranges, 80 cups of spinach, 99 ears of corn, and 2 cups of wheat are what you need. Let's just think about 80 cups of spinach. Who's paying for that? Who's doing that? Nobody. You need that to get what your grandparents got from 1 orange, 1 cup of spinach, 1 ear of corn, and 1 cup of wheat in 1960. We're starving. We're starving. So we're walking around shoving things into our body. Our cells cannot regenerate. They try to regenerate every 30 days. If you're shoving poison into your body and you're not giving any real food for it to regenerate, what are you creating? You're creating mutated cells. Do you know what mutated cells turn into? You're right. So this 3-tiered philosophy, cleanse, balance, build, is what this entire company was built on. Cleanse, the 7 channels you eliminate through your lungs, your liver, your skin, your lymphatic system, kidneys, blood, and intestines. They must be cleansed. You should do it once a month. We have a little cleanse that you take in your 30-day servicing for 7 days. It cleanses all the toxins out. It's like taking your car in for an oil change. They don't put the new oil in unless they've gotten the old oil out. If you don't take your car in for an oil change every 10,000 miles, the lights are going off. What about this? See, your body tells you when it needs a cleanse. Your body tells you when it needs to be serviced. You're not sleeping well. You can't lose weight. Your joints ache. Your hair's falling out. Your nails are brittle. You have a pain in your side. Your pooping isn't 2 to 3 times a day. There's things but we can drag this body. I mean, it can go through so much. Did you see the Holocaust survivors? Did you see what they looked like? What they went through? You can drag this body, and we do it. We do it to ourselves, especially if you're a mom. You're a server to your husband, you're a server to your kids, you're a server to everybody, but you take care of this last. And then we think, oh, I'm going to go have a spa day, and that's a servicing. You might feel good for a couple hours at the spa, but you're not servicing your body. Let's service it for 30 days, guys. I'm starting a 30 days to a new you program where we're literally going to walk you through taking each of these products every day for 30 days, help you start to move 5,000 minimum steps a day, help you get outside and in the sun and get the sunlight in your eyes so your body gets the vitamin D and you wake up, help you to turn the blue lights off at night before you go to bed. Would that be helpful for you? We're going to balance you out. We're going to build your trillions of cells up with whole raw food nutrition. We have medical doctors all over the country recommending these products over prescriptions. I could tell stories about each one of these amazing people. I just don't have time. This is the 30-day servicing I talk about. Yes, you could pick and choose products, but you're not going to be the 9 out of 10 who get amazing results. And if you're going to do it, don't you want results? Isn't that the whole reason you're doing this anyways? I did a live presentation at my house last week and I went into depth on what each of these products are. I've got videos that you can watch with me going into depth on the cleanse and the Mila and why omega-3s are so powerful for sleep, for mood, for your brain function, for ADHD, for focus. Are you consuming omega-3s every day? Are you? Are you getting fiber? We're supposed to get 25 grams of fiber. The average American's getting 5 grams of fiber a day. The average 50-year-old in America is on 5 prescription medications. Do you think that's normal? Oh, I've had, a little pain in my side, so I went in to see my doctor. I did my servicing last week. Oh, okay. What did they do? They did a scan, they drew some labs, they wrote you some prescriptions. That's not a servicing, friend. That's a Band-Aid. And next month, next year, you'll be on another prescription. Who's winning there? Not you. These are all whole raw food, plant-based nutrition that work perfectly together. All that other stuff you're buying, give this a try for 30 days. It takes 60 seconds in the morning and 60 seconds at night. Most people treat their cars, their phones, their air conditionings in their house better than their body. It costs $289 to service your one irreplaceable asset for 30 days. If your car's brakes go out, you've got to pay a couple $1,000s. We just do it. We just hand over the card. Don't treat your body like crap. It determines how you're going to live in the last years of your life. Are you going to look like the people in the top left when you're in your 60s and 70s or the woman on the bottom right? And see, health is one thing. I'm going to change course for a minute and say, I watched my dad go through end-of-life choices. It's one thing to live paycheck to paycheck when you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s. You do not want to live paycheck to paycheck when you're in your late 70s and 80s, guys. You do not want to live that way. Make the changes now. Let us show you how to add that extra stream of income in that's residual and pays you for decades to come. Let us show you how to get your one irreplaceable asset that's the only house you have to live in working the way it's made to work with 60 seconds of nutrition a day. If you're over 40 or you're on prescription meds, I recommend the Core Complete, which incorporates each of these super fruits that have been used for thousands of years in the areas where they're grown. They're wildly harvested. There's no apple juice or pear juice added to them. They haven't been powdered down and shipped over here. They are literally liquefied and flash frozen in the areas where they're grown and then shipped over. 100% wildly harvested superfruits. What the clinical studies done here in the last 4 decades on goji, acai, noni, and mangosteen have been shown to do for our cells. Never go a day without them once you read those clinical studies. These are the 6 things that most people notice within 30 days. Better sleep, more energy. I noticed that within a week. Less pain, better bowel habits. I noticed that within days. Better mood. Although if you're the moody one, nobody knows. You don't know. Everybody around you knows, but you don't know. And that happens on days, months 2 and 3, far surpasses what you see the first 30 days. But 93 out of 100 people who start on our Core Plus repeat purchase 2 or 3 products, not the whole $289 every month. They usually end up buying about $100 to $150 worth of products a month. And you should be spending that much on your one irreplaceable asset. If somebody says to me, oh, I can't afford that, you can't afford not to do this. Have you ever had anybody in your life in the hospital? Have you ever seen anybody in end of life stage and seen what that's like when you're sick and you can't take care of yourself? You can't afford not to do it, guys. But what you want to do, if you're going to spend the money, you want to make sure it works. You want to make sure you're getting results. And that's why they offer a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So my boys have been taking these products since they were very, very young. People say, oh, it looks like a lot. I don't know. I can do it. You can do shots or smoothies. We did shots when they were very young. Then we switched to smoothies for a while. Then we went back to shots. Now they both do it themselves. I don't have to pour it for them anymore. They do it themselves. This is the smoothie I make every single morning in my house. I get more nutrition in 60 seconds than my entire neighborhood gets in a week. Can you do this? Absolutely, you can do this. Have you read the book Good Energy by Casey Means? Get it. Download it on Audible, read it. It's just third-party validation from a Stanford-trained medical doctor who left her ENT residency in the final year, the final months, because her mom died of pancreatic cancer. That was her opening to Pandora's box, and she recognized maybe the healthcare industry is not out for our best interest. More information can be found at purelifechangers.com. Listen, we have a whole variety of products. I could do a whole 30-minute webinar on our skincare. It's the best skincare you will find on the planet. It gives you glass skin. It's from Korea. They offer a guarantee. In fact, there's a transformation challenge going on right now with all kinds of amazing prizes and giveaways if you submit your before picture and then use the system for 30 days. We have a supplement program for kids. We have a sports line that we have Olympic athletes on because it's Informed Sports certified, so that means it's safe. All of our products are known for safety. They're safe, they're high quality, they're concentrated, they have the science to back it up, we have the results that we guarantee, and they're safe. People go, well, I'm not so sure I can take that. I'm like, friend, I've been sharing this for 16 years. If someone's toe was going to fall off after they used the Core Plus for 30 days, I would have known by now. It's food. You're adding food to your body that it's craving, and that allows it to work the way that it's made to work. I'm going to share this testimony. I'm hoping that you can hear it. Somebody text me really quickly if you can't. Can you Okay, I've just heard we can't hear, so I'm going to move right along and ask whoever invited you to send you that testimony that Sarah did regarding her health after trying everything. We have literally thousands of testimonies, guys. What do you struggle with? Migraines, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, depression, fatigue. Tell the person who invited you, I want to see some testimonies on that, and they'll make sure that you do. So at this point, I really like people to know that We want you to be a customer. I'm not looking for you to be a brand partner. I'm not looking for you to start a business here. You already know if that's something you want to do. My goal is to get you to be a customer. You can go to livepeer.com right now. There's a little 3 lines up in the top left-hand corner that turn into a search box. Type in Core Plus. You can get the liquid or the capsule version. If you do not like bitter things, if you choose to drink sweet tea or a soda at lunchtime, you probably like sweet things. Go with the capsules. The liquids are more bioavailable. That means your cells absorb the nutrition more quickly. It's better for you. But if you are used to sweet things, you might not like the liquid version. Okay, it's $289. Throw it into the cart, check out. And when it says who invited you as you're creating an account, become a preferred customer, okay? Because you get, I'll tell you that in a minute. You get into a membership club. There's no obligation to purchase again. 93% chance you will, but there's no obligation to. And you get 25% off the retail price when you join. So that core complete with the super fruits is $414. And when you check out, it's going to say, do you want to create an account? Yeah. Yes, create an account, become a preferred customer, give them your email address, 20 is the name of the person who invited you, and that's how our referral system works. Isn't that brilliant? Whoever invited you isn't even saying anything. They're just sitting here watching. If they're even on, they might be having dinner with their family. I'm working for them. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're willing to try the products and take this to another level. I'm going to stay on afterwards and answer questions. But for the next, talk about those people who are interested in additional stream of income, who are thinking of other people who need this, who've been looking for a business to start on the side. See, I didn't really think this was a real business in the beginning because it's $49 to enroll. Like, what? That's not a business. I invested $50,000 in my skincare retail store. I did not think this was a business. It was my CPA who was like, this actually might give you the time freedom you're looking for. I will tell you there's no cap to what you can make. You can make whatever you want to make here. It's totally up to you and whether or not you choose to share this with others. We have a system in place where we teach you exactly what to do. Can you give us 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week? We teach you what to do in those 30 minutes a day. And the average person who uses our system makes $2,000 their first month and is locked in at $2,000 a month, 3 months in. Now, does everybody use the system? No. Many people come up with every excuse in the book why not to share this with others. And so I want you to know it's work to take the time to learn how to share, but we teach you how to do it. We hold your hand. We walk you through it. The only question is, are you willing to work? So the business packages that I talk about, I love. First of them is the business value package, that smoothie you saw me making. This is everything in that smoothie, plus our skincare, which I adore and use every single day, twice a day, and our brand new coffee that's alkalinizing, doesn't cause jitters, and has cordyceps mushrooms in it. So good for your health. I love this business value pack. It's $1,000 retail price. It's $750 if you're a preferred customer, and whoever invited you has a coupon for you to get it at $675 if you order tonight. So that's a tremendous package. You also get free shipping on that, and that waives that $49 enrollment fee. I started with the VIP package largely because I wanted the best bang for buck. You're getting $1,500 worth of free product. I wanted it for my family. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I get $1,500 free product, I'm ordering whatever the best deal is, get it for me. And that's how I started. Again, membership is waived, but one of the big deals with this one is you're actually getting locked into a higher bonus from the company for the next 3 months. You're getting the 30-day satisfaction guarantee, but you're also getting added to our VIP group where you've got 6- and 7-figure earners. Yes, people make 6 and 7 figures with our company, teaching you exactly how to do this, what to do. You have Q&A calls, you have leadership retreats that you can run for. So if you want that extra mentoring, I would encourage you to look seriously at the VIP package. Stay on, get your questions answered. If you like to travel for free, guys, this is over 4 a trip to the Amalfi Coast 2 years ago, over 50 that earned a trip to Greece last year. This is a group that went to Switzerland with us just earlier this month. And next year, we're going to Bali. The resort we're going to is rated the #1 resort in the world in the year 2020. Our owners are wealthy and they treat us very well for sharing the information. So whoever invited you tonight, they're not presenting. They literally picked up the phone and said, take a look. Maybe it's for you. Maybe it's not. We are professional appointment setters. We invite somebody to take a look. We connect them to somebody who can answer questions, and then we enroll them as a brand partner and plug them into the system that they do all from their phone. So thank you guys so much for watching, for listening tonight. My plea is that you get back to the person who invited you. Let them know what you're thinking. If it's not for you, that's totally fine. Thank you so much for your time. Time is precious and we can't get it back. Time is the whole reason I started this business. But secondly, I want to say I'm going to stay on for just a moment and answer any questions that you have. So we'll stop the recording. I know I'm being live streamed in a number of different areas. And so there's a Q&A button at the bottom, guys. Feel free to chat or to type in questions if you have any at all. Someone is typing one right now. Yeah. Yes, 30 minutes a day. Again, the biggest problem is most people aren't willing to commit 30 minutes a day. You know, the franchise industry was sued in the 80s because there were all these promises about all the money people could make by purchasing a Subway or a McDonald's or whatever the franchise was, whatever was running at the time. And there were no disclaimers about, well, you actually have to work. You actually have to, purchase a location. You have to buy this equipment. You have to hire employees. There's overhead costs. You have to fly into the training twice a year that you have to pay for that out of your pocket. And people were buying franchises thinking it was just easy, free money. This is not a pyramid scheme. This is work. You're just the one who's referring people to the company. And if they choose to order because you referred them, you make money. And the more people that purchase as a result of you sharing, the more money you make. Really. And so most people started say they want to make $1,000 a month. And I'm like, okay, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Can you do that? They say they can. Whether or not they do, that's a whole different ball game. That's like all the people who joined the gyms in January and are no longer going in March, right? It's a whole different ball game. But it's simple, consistent. If you are willing to be coached, if you can be consistent, you can get a little uncomfortable. That call that was made to you tonight probably wasn't the most comfortable call for your friend to make. You can do this. And we teach you exactly what to do. And if you want special mentoring and coaching, make sure you get the VIP package because you're getting special mentoring and coaching with that. Okay. You are getting plugged into all of our training resources without the VIP package, but some people say $1,000 a month, that doesn't excite me. I have more than 30 minutes a day to spend on this. You need to look at the VIP package. That's your goal. This is a consistently doing things day after day. It's not a lottery ticket. It's not a scheme of some sort. Turn $1,000 in and you'll be making $5,000 in 3 weeks doing nothing. That's not what this is. My son is at Clemson. He's majoring in marketing. He took an entrepreneurship class last year. He had to pick somebody to emulate and do a report on them. He picked me. And he said to me, Mom, what if they ask about the legitimacy of the business model? I'm like, you show them pictures of Richard Branson and Tony Robbins, and you tell them these two self-made billionaires have gone on record saying this business model is one of the best, if not the best business model for anyone to get started in because of the low overhead, because of the mentorship, because of the ability to use other people's time. Whoever invited you is using my time now while they're doing other things. They're not paying me, and they're not paying me for coaching either. Do you have that anywhere else? I've been doing this for 16 years. I'm not going anywhere. I've had people who get started, plug people in, those people disappear, and then I'm still working with their people, and they're still getting paid for months, years to come because they plugged them into me. I'm excited you guys are here tonight. It's very real. Thank you for listening. Please get back to the person who invited you. If you're interested in that business value package dropping from $750 to $675, ask for the coupon code. And I hope that I get to meet you. We have conferences twice a year. There's one coming up in Texas, November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. If you live in the Jacksonville area, I do events at my house every other month. Would love to meet you in person.